Hey, how's it going everyone? I'm KPG and welcome back to some more Triangle Strategy. In the last episode, we got our rematch in the Chapter 16 battle. We eliminated the Aesfrosti soldiers that were remaining in the mines, and we discovered that there was actually salt crystals inside the mines, and that's what Aesfrost had been taking. So that's pretty huge for us, because not only does Aesfrost no longer have access to their salt supply, but we also have the potential to turn everything upside down in Hyzante, because their whole religion's based on the salt and the goddess of salt, and we can basically prove it all false, and that the Rosellen are not in fact guilty of some sin. But before we get on with today's activities, which is basically just going to be us going through the story, I believe, and maybe making a decision on the skills of conviction, but first, what I want to do is see if there's a quietest skill or something that I want us to get. Just because we really don't use the quietest stuff anywhere near as much as we should, and I'm hoping that getting a new thing will make it more, useful for us. So there is Light Wave. Move an ally to any location within 8 squares. If that ally is charging or casting, that action will be suspended. So it's basically like a warp move. Battle Cry, grant 3 TP to an ally. Fleet-footed, raise the movement of all allies by 2 for 1 turn. That's pretty good. In Tandem, move an ally's turn to directly after your own. And there's also this one. Oh, there's 2 of them. Critical Blow. Grant the currently acting unit a guaranteed critical hit. That could be interesting, I guess. And Missed Opportunity. Stop a single enemy for 1 turn, preventing them from taking any actions. So a lot of these are pretty interesting, but I think I'm going to get Missed Opportunity based on these, because just being able to make, I don't know, the boss character have to skip their turn the next time could be huge. I think that one could probably come in clutch. I could definitely see that one being useful. There aren't anyone, we don't have any promotion items, so we can't promote anyone, so no use doing anything else there. So now we can get on with the story. The question is, which story event do we want to look at first? So there's this one over here. Gustadolf gathers his troops at Twins Gate and rallies them by revealing that the Grand Norzelian Mines and salt crystals have been taken from Aesfrost. So, well, he knows what we found out about the crystals, the salt crystals, so I guess he's willing to reveal that to everyone now. Central Aesfrost. The changing of the times spares no one, not even the Norzelia Consortium. And then there's one over in Hyzante, I believe. Word of the salt crystals within the Grand Norzelian Mines reaches the Hierophant's Palace. So there's a lot of interesting things going on here. I guess let's just start over in Aesfrost, do these 2, and then we'll go over to Hyzante. So let's do this one over here at Twins Gate. So is Gustaf just basically preparing for an all-out war then? Because I think that's got to be it, right? Because he's planning to take down, well, mainly Hyzante, but I think Glenbrook just as a side thing. But I know, but from what we've seen, it seems like Hyzante is his main target. Oh well, let's see what he's doing. I mean, honestly, we might be the immediate target because of the whole mines and salt crystals thing.
I am gladdened to see each and every one of you, my ironclad brothers in arms, here at Twins Gate. I have asked you here to tell you of a most fortuitous discovery. We have found crystals of salt deep in the Grand Norzelian Mines. Alas, Glenbrook has taken those very mines from us.
Be fair, they never belonged to you specifically. They were supposed to belong to all the countries.
What's worse, Glenbrook's esteemed House Wolfort is led by one of the saintly 7 of Hyzante. They will no doubt be informed of the salt crystals, and their precious religion will be shaken to its core. I trust you can all imagine how Hyzante will respond to such an affront. They will not go quietly, but will instead seek the crystals for themselves, that their reign of terror may continue unimpeded. Therefore, we must subdue Glenbrook and seize the mines for Aesfrost if we are to counter this grave threat.
So yeah, it does kind of seem like Hyzante is their main enemy. That's what Gustave is most concerned about, but we're the immediate threat.
But we cannot stop there, for that will only draw Hyzante to our gates. They will stop at nothing to conquer all of Norzelia in their name.
So Zed will conquer all of
The duchy
Norzelia.
has never been in a more precarious position. But we will not yield. We subscribe to no faith, and we bend the knee for no king. We shall greet our enemies at Twin's Gate with cold, hard steel. Our newest weapon, the Death Knell, is nearly complete. With it, we shall strike back at Hyzante. The false goddess shall crumble beneath the sheer force of our iron will, and Hyzante reduced to rubble along with her. Raise your swords, my black iron heroes. Your names shall be cast in iron when the histories of this day are written. You shall be known as the defenders of Aesfrost. For Aesfrost!
Oh yes. The Death Snare will reduce many a falsehood to rubble, dear Gustadolf.
Oh, is Sparrod planning something? Some sort of coup, maybe? Interesting. I don't remember. Did they ever say anything about like what exactly the Death Knell was? I don't remember. I feel like there's a lot we still don't know about their secret weapon they've got. I mean, it definitely doesn't sound good, especially with a name like Death Knell, but I don't know. I wonder if it's like something that's going to be like a story-based problem, or if it's something that we're actually going to have to deal with like inside of a battle or something. But anyways, let's go to this one next. Let's see what's going on in Central Aesfrost.
Have you heard the popular rumor, Lord Claris?
Who's this guy?
That Hyzante intends to raise an army against Glenbrook? Yes, I am familiar.
So it's reached the consortium then. Is it true?
King Roland has only just reclaimed the Crown City with Hyzante's help, not to mention restored relations with them. Ordinarily, such a thing would be unthinkable, but the rumors are so persistent that I think something may be afoot.
For example?
I wouldn't be so restless if I had an example to give.
Aesfrost gathers its troops at Twin's Gate. Might they have heard the rumors as well?
Perhaps. A battle for the very soul of Norzelia may loom on the horizon. But therein lies the opportunity for merchants like us. You can't wage war without a surfeit of supplies.
You're quite right about that.
And each shift in Norzelia's power balance opens new business opportunities.
Will the consortium continue trading with Hyzante?
'Tis difficult to say. I believe House Wolfort's actions from here on will be key to the consortium's decision.
House Wolfort, you say?
Indeed. They've been involved in most every conflict between the three nations on this continent. Why stop now?
You know, that's true.
I shall wait and see how Lord Serenoa responds first, lest I make any hasty decisions.
That is an interesting point, though. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, yeah, war can be profitable for some people. It's kind of awful if you think about it, but yeah. So yeah, it does seem like it seems like Hyzante is planning something. I would not be surprised at all if they are planning to charge us, because they really don't want anyone else to have any kind of control over Salt. So I'm guessing that's probably what they're planning over here at the Hierophant's Palace. I'm sure we will get confirmation of that real quickly here. still wonder if we're heading towards like a three-way battle, because that would be very interesting. Like 3 armies all in the same battlefield. That could be a pretty cool battle.
Milo has sent a dispatch from Glenbrook.
Yeah, right. She saw that in the last episode. At the end of that, she was there, so I guess she reported back to them.
Deep within the Grand Norzelian Mines lies... It would seem salt crystals were found within.
Impossible.
The discovery of salt outside the source explains Gustadolf's recent provocations.
How can you be so calm? The teachings tell us that salt is a blessing, bestowed only upon the goddess's followers. The discovery of these salt crystals is an existential threat to Hyzante.
Salt crystals are salt too. We need only keep word of this discovery from spreading.
Of course. But how?
The Hierophant has spoken. Minister Exham, you shall raise an army and seize the Grand Norzelian Mines in Hyzante's name.
Yep, so they are going to fight us.
The Hierophant asks us to invade Glenbrook?
Do you have another way to silence King Roland and his royal hounds in House Wolfort?
Minister Serenoa is one of us, and thus is honor bound to heed the Hierophant's word.
You really think that? We ain't doing that, bro.
But we know not if he will do so, or if he will cast his lot with his precious king. You shall ask him yourself when you surround Castle Wolfort en route to the mine.
And if he resists?
You are free to deal with him, as we do with all who forsake the goddess.
Yeah, I think there would be no reason for us to choose Hyzante over Glenbrook. Like, we've had ties to Glenbrook for forever. We literally only became a member of the Saintly Seven just for our own benefit, really. We didn't do it because we wanted to. We just did it because we needed to.
Hyzante has learned of the salt crystals. Minister Exham of the Saintly Seven wastes no time in mustering his army, which now marches on the Grand Norzelian Mines. Elsewhere, Gustadolf amasses his own forces at Twinsgate in anticipation of the war to come. All eyes are on Glenbrook, where Roland and Serenoa's pronouncement could touch off a battle for the soul of Norzelia. After much deliberation, Roland makes his way to Castle Wolfort to inform Serenoa of the decision that now weighs heavy on his heart.
I'm guessing this is going to be a big scales of conviction decision. Well, we're not quite to the scales just yet. I'm guessing we're getting there soon. Let's just double check that there aren't any like side stories or anything anywhere. Don't want to miss those if there are any, but it does not look like there are, so let's go straight to Castle Wolfort. Roland visits Wolfort and tells Serenoa of his decision. Or is there already just a decision? Has he already made a decision? Is our path already determined? You know, honestly, I would kind of be okay with that. Because then we wouldn't have to worry about if the decision is correct or not, because we only have one choice. We're forced to accept it whether we like it or not.
I appreciate you coming all this way, Roland.
I was the one who asked for your time, so it is only natural I make the journey. I wish to tell you that I finally made up my mind.
And I would hear your decision if you were willing to share it with me.
I've long pondered over the one thing that Norzelia needs most. I thought back on the Salt Iron War. 30 years have passed, yet the root of our conflict remains the same. Each nation still thinks only of itself, wishing to fill its coffers even at the expense of others. But who bears the brunt of such a war?
The people.
That's true.
Exactly so. The avarice of the ruler is an existential threat to their loyal subjects.
And yet without that wealth, the people suffer just as much. They languish in poverty.
This much is obvious. But there can be no winner without a loser. Remove one, and you necessarily remove the other. If we achieve equality, we achieve peace.
Alright, what you got cooking, Roland?
And how do you propose we achieve? No. No, surely you don't mean...
Yes. The goddess's teachings. All can live as equals under the goddess. An authority greater than any king. The model nation was in front of us all along, Serenoa. The holy state of Hyzante.
No! What? Bro, are you smoking something? Because if so, it must be pretty good. Equality? Bro, they literally have the Rosellan people in slavery. How is that equality? Roland, what? No!
I have decided that we must give the salt crystals in the Grand Norzelian Mines to Hyzante.
Roland, Bro, what?
And in so doing, you'll give them control of all Norzelia.
Exactly.
Roland, you're an idiot! Like, sure, it's fine for anyone who's not Rosellan, but you do realize that you're just giving them license to enslave all of the Rosellan people. Including those that are currently living free, like, in the Wolford domain. Bro, what?
There will be no more squabbling over salt. Norzelia will know eternal peace at last.
Unequal peace, surely.
Yeah.
One built on the backs of a people like the Roselle, if not the Roselle themselves.
Exactly! Exactly! Serenoa gets it! Yeah, like, what? That's so obvious.
I am not blind to that fact. But so few will suffer for the good of so many.
Bro. Bro, what? Oh, that's terrible, though. You're just saying, like, oh, it's fine if these people suffer. It's fine. Like, this is the majority of people will have it good. Dude, that's just, like, cold, hard utilitarianism at its finest.
Nothing in
Jeez.
this world is perfect, Serenoa. The sacrifice of the few for the good of the many. It's the only clear answer. And one I would give every time I were asked.
It still sucks.
Submitting to the goddess will rob you of your kingship.
So be it. My crown. My pride. They're but small prices to pay for peace.
See, that part I can get down with, but letting the Rosellan people just continue to be enslaved, that's terrible.
You are truly prepared to throw it all away.
Join me, Serenoa. Let us unite Norzelia under the holy state.
Let's don't.
Roland, this is quite sudden.
I understand. Pray, take all the time you need.
Scales?
I expect Frederica will want nothing to do with this plan.
That's true.
Seeing as it forsakes her people.
I fully agree with that.
I am already mourning the rift this may cause between you. But I shall not be swayed. This will be my final act as Glenbrook's king.
Come on, bro. No, this ain't it. Dude, come on. I don't like this. Okay, you know I was saying, you know, I wanted there to not be a choice? I want there to be a choice. Let's not do what Roland said.
Roland's anguish plays plainly across his face. It pains me to see him so tortured.
I'm not surprised. The future of our kingdom, to say nothing of the entire continent, rests upon his shoulders.
Pray tell, what do you intend to do about the salt crystals?
In truth, I cannot decide. Salt is too precious to be hoarded. We've a duty to share it with the people, which is...
Where the difficulty lies, yes. The source makes that all too clear. Salt lies at the heart of every war in Norzelia.
Would that the boundless salted sea of Rosellan legend still existed. We'd have no need of conflict if there were a source of salt for all.
My love, if I may, the discovery of the salt crystals has made two things plain to me. The first is that my mother spoke true in the legend she passed on to me.
And the other is that the goddess's teachings are nothing more than a lie built to constrain your people.
Just so. We are guilty of nothing. Yet the Roselle languish in the source, where they are looked down upon and forced to work until they die.
Yeah, that's horrible. I mean, even if their ancestors were guilty, that still wouldn't justify keeping them enslaved, but the fact that they didn't even do anything, it makes this even worse.
Entire generations lost. Countless lives given to Hyzante's cruelty. Cruelty created to justify Hyzante's own avarice and lust for power.
Such is the ugly lie at the heart of their teachings.
One revealed by a crystal of the mineral they hold so dear. The time has come, Serenoa. The Roselle must be freed.
I agree.
The salt crystals have brought us to the brink of war. We can harness this unrest, incite the Roselle to rise up and rebel against their captors.
Ooh, interesting.
I am with you. Believe me, I am. But you make it sound so...
Simple. Yes, I know. But the suffering of my people is so distant for everyone else. We can no longer wait for someone to do the right thing. Help isn't coming. Why else would my own mother incite rebellion? We are alone.
I swear to you, none of this feels distant to me. The Roselle live in my domain. I am betrothed to you, my dear. It couldn't feel any closer.
And I thank the stars that I have you by my side. I do.
So yeah, let's not betray her.
In truth, that's why I think this time will be different. Why I'll be able to accomplish what my mother could not.
I agree. But the risk is immense. Suppose we succeed, what then? Hyzante will not let us go quietly.
Of course not.
I mean, we already got to fight him anyway. One way or another. I mean, I guess unless we
When that time comes,
gave in.
you can lead the Roselle to Centralia. Just as your mother wrote about in the book she left behind. Beyond the Great Falls and the Falk's domain at the end of the Norzelia River. The ancestral home of the Roselle.
But that's just a legend.
We've already found one legend to be rooted in truth. Perhaps this one is as well. And if not, at least you'll be safe from harm.
I doubt Benedict will share our feelings, though.
Nope, yeah, he is all about the cold, hard calculations.
Abandoning all we've built to embark on a journey fraught with danger in search of a legend. Yet no matter how perilous the path ahead, I would happily walk it at your side.
So we either need to choose Roland or Frederica. Oh, hey Benedict, what's up?
I trust you understand what a monumental effect the discovery of these salt crystals will have on Norzelia's history.
Yeah.
Whatever course of action we choose will determine whether House Wolfort leaves a legacy in that history, or is expunged from it.
How would you proceed, Benedict?
I would do all I could to keep it from falling into Hyzante's hands. They already control the source. With the crystals in hand, they will solidify their grip on the realm and in time dominate it.
Okay, so Benedict would not side with Roland.
The siren song of a false equality under their goddess shall blanket the land, claiming every domain and its people.
Even though they count me among the Saintly Seven.
Even then, for that matters little when the equality they espouse is dictated by the goddess, or should I say, the Hierophant. In the end, they will have the same life and death control over all Norzelia that they now hold over the Roselle.
And our wounds from the battle with Aesfrost have only begun to heal. Hyzante will destroy us if we wage war against them in our current state.
But they stand little chance against us if we ally with Aesfrost.
I don't think that would work at all.
ally with Aesfrost? Are you of sound mind, Benedict?
That's a good question.
Quite. Think about it for a moment.
I mean, I get that we're both against Hyzante, but we don't really like each other either.
Aesfrost wants nothing more than to loosen Hyzante's grip. They will go to war if it means control of the salt crystals.
Our interests are broadly aligned, yes, but...
Aesfrost has been building toward precisely that purpose for some time now.
You speak of the Death Knell, the weapon that Cordelia mentioned.
Precisely. A weapon capable of reducing the goddess's shield to rubble, leaving Hyzante's capital ripe for the taking.
Okay, I kind of remember it now. Thanks, Benedict. I was literally asking about this earlier. Thank you.
Without that weapon, we cannot win. You need only say the word, and I shall convince Aesfrost to join our side.
If you really think you can do it.
I appreciate your candor, Benedict, and I do not doubt you could secure Aesfrost's cooperation. But I fear the harder fight is within our own domain. King Roland's heart will not be easily won.
I bid you listen closely and calmly to what I'm about to ask.
You're not about to ask us to reveal that we're royalty, are you?
From whence this somber tone?
Do you believe King Roland is fit to rule?
I think Benedict is about to suggest what I'm thinking he's about to suggest.
What are you implying?
Decorum is of little use when the fate of our realm is at stake, Lord Serenoa. Are you content to spend the rest of your life in servitude to another?
Not another word, Benedict. Roland is more than my king. He is my friend.
And you are Lord of House Wolfort, whose military prowess is known to all Norzelia. Not the guard dog of Glenbrook and Hyzante. What else are you here to do, if not to protect your house and keep its banner aloft? But you have the potential for so much more. All Norzelia could be yours if you but desired it.
No, we're not interested in world domination here, Benedict.
Treason, if not outright regicide. These are your suggestions.
Of course not. The blood in your veins and the royal family's ring are claim enough to the throne. There is no need for violence.
I told you not to speak of that again.
But you did not tell me to forget. The time to reckon with your lineage draws near. You must make a...
I've heard enough. Leave me.
Just know that I will do anything you ask of me, Lord Serenoa. I pray that you make the right choice. Not only for House Wolfort, but for yourself.
Oh boy. Yeah, we probably got a huge scales of conviction decision coming up here soon. Yeah, this is going to be a hard decision to make. Oh yeah, there they are, the scales. Anything else? Anything else to save me here real quick? Anything else I could be doing other than having to think about this decision? No? Dang it. Alright, well, here we go. Once again, House Wolfort stands before three diverging paths. The time has come to lay their convictions bare before the scales and make their greatest decision yet. Oh, shoot! The story is approaching a turning point. It is recommended that you save your current progress. Proceed to save screen. Yeah, but... Oh, wow. So you're saying that this decision is going to have, like, a big impact on which ending we get. That seems like that's what's going down. That's crazy. And I'm guessing we might honestly be locked out of Frederica's path. We might not be able to do Frederica's path, even though I want to, because the last time we tried to side with her, we were, like, locked out of it.
Certain Hyzante's army marches for the Grand Norzelian Mines?
There is no doubt.
They've heard word of the crystals.
It was only a matter of time. We knew this.
Aesfrost's army gathers at Twinsgate as well.
War's breaking out over this thing, and we've got to be ready.
How will Glenbrook respond, King Roland?
There's no need to prepare for war. I have decided that we will surrender the salt crystals to the holy state of Hyzante.
What?
Furthermore, I hereby declare that the kingdom of Glenbrook and its people shall submit to the goddess and her teachings. There is no way to bring happiness to all Norzelia with the salt crystals. Which is why I have chosen a path that will allow the greatest number of people to live in equality and harmony.
How could you? Do you not see that Hyzante's dominion over Norzelia's salt is why we are in conflict already? Is the suffering of the Roselle not proof enough that the goddess's vaunted equality is a lie?
She speaks the truth, my king. Handing over the salt crystals is tantamount to giving Hyzante's goddess free reign of Norzelia. Will you so readily surrender the realm to the Hierophant?
I acknowledge the abdication of my kingdom and kingship alike. A small price to pay in my eyes, in exchange for the security and prosperity of the many.
I still very much disagree with Roland. Of the three diverging paths, we are not going with Roland's if there's any way we can avoid it.
And the sacrifice of the Roselle, is that a small price to you?
It is.
Oh, he just said that in front of her.
How could you say such a thing to my face?
Jeez.
I, for one, oppose. I would prefer to ally with Aesfrost and strike back at Hyzante. The salt deposits within the mines give us the leverage we need to convince Gustadolf to join us.
Ally with Aesfrost? You dare suggest we ally with the man who murdered my father?
I see no reason why we should not. You proposed abdicating the throne for the sake of the kingdom and its people. So you should have no trouble putting aside your own feelings and judging this matter dispassionately.
I cannot believe my own ears. I will not have you lecture me on feelings when it is not your father he murdered.
None of you can see beyond your own grievances. It's no wonder my people have suffered for generations. We're told to believe in the goddess, while our own lives are thrown away to make a few more grains of your precious salt. And now, even with proof that the goddess is a lie, you would watch us dig our own graves for your comfort.
Lady Frederica, please. We shall speak of the Roselle in due time.
No, I've heard that before. Your due time is never, and I will not have you cast us aside for another 3 decades or more. All else is in disarray. If Hyzante seizes the salt crystals, we forfeit the best opportunity in decades to free my people. We know the truth. We must act upon it. We must be a light in the darkness.
We cannot afford to dilute our forces when the enemy marches on us as we speak.
So we are a distraction to you?
I am merely being rational. Liberating the Roselle would be extremely dangerous. We cannot take such a risk.
Yeah, Frederica and Benedict are both making, like, very good points here. I want to go with Frederica's plan, don't get me wrong, but first of all, I feel like we might get locked out of it like we did the last time I wanted to go with her plan. And even if we don't, like, I feel like overall, for us and our own, like, the long-term benefits might not be as good as if we go and try to save the Roselle immediately. Whereas if we just, like, fought against Hyzante and then liberated the Roselle, that could work, but I don't know.
Suppose we succeed. How do you propose we fend off the fury Hyzante will rain down upon us?
Aesfrost would pounce on us, sensing weakness at the undue burden we've taken upon ourselves.
Precisely. We would be without allies and ripe for the taking.
That's That's true.
There is another way.
That is?
And what, pray tell, would that be?
We set out alongside the Roselle in search of Centralia.
Centralia is a myth.
The legends of my people are true.
I care not one whit if they are. I will hear no talk of forsaking the Wolfort domain.
Silence!
There we go, Serenoa, finally.
I have heard enough to know where each of you stand. Do you all hold the courage of your own convictions?
I do.
Nothing I've heard here has swayed me.
I feel the same.
Very well. But know that a choice must be made. There can only be one way forward. Face the scales of conviction and prepare to make peace with the outcome.
Well, there we have it. The biggest decision we have had to make on the scales of conviction yet. The vote we take today may well open a rift between us. Nevertheless, it must proceed, and I am prepared to accept its outcome. Oh boy, this is going to be a crazy decision that we have to make. Well, I can tell you guys right now, I'm not going with Roland's plan. I think that is the worst plan I've ever heard. Like I said, he must be smoking something amazing if he thinks that will work. And she's like, no. Roland, why? Come on, bro. I've stood by you this whole game, but now you're just, like, tripping at the finish line? Come on, man. No, but, I mean... I guess, like, Frederica sounds like the best. Like, I want to side with her. I want to help her free the Roselle, for sure. But at the same time, Benedict makes a great point. Like, we might get absolutely demolished if we try to save them. And then, like, what's even the point at that point? Because if they don't have us to help them, then they're not going to be able to defend themselves anyway if we're crushed by Aesfrost and Hyzante. So even if we got them out of there, Hyzante could just take them back. So this is going to be one crazy decision, and I think we're going to deal with it in the next episode, because I honestly don't know what I'm going to do, so I need a little bit of time. A little bit of time before we need to make this decision here. So, plus this episode's gone on long enough. We've been having quite a few, like, really long episodes recently, so one that's a bit shorter can be a nice change of pace. So, yeah, in the next episode, we will go around, gather some information, see what we can, you know, see what we can find out, and then I will make the decision to go with either Frederica's plan or Benedict's plan. Not Roland's. There's no way I would ever go with his plan. No way. It's either Frederica's plan or Benedict's plan. And honestly, we might even get locked out of Frederica's plan if voting for her works the same way. Although, I don't know, because the colors might actually have something to do with the convictions. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but if that is the case, then I'm pretty sure they're in these three have different colors associated with them than they did the last times, meaning we might actually be able to go with Frederica's plan and maybe even get locked out of like one of these two's plan. I don't know. But we'll find that out in the next episode after, like I said, after we decide what we want to do. I'm saving again because I want to be extra sure that our progress is saved. No, I just did it out of habit. But yeah, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. It would really help out the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. And like I said, in the next episode, we will make this decision, which will probably have very, very large ramifications for the rest of this playthrough. So yeah, hope to see you guys there. Peace.